tell us in English, in a nutshell, why didn't you press for division vote or vote count?
No, it was a very difficult decision after hearing Tunku Zafrul. He evaded the substantive fundamental issues raised on the issue of projection, growth projection of revenue. He completely ignored some substantive issues. The 6 points by PH also was largely ignored. But what he did was to announce additional grants and allowances to frontline workers and farmers, etc., and fishermen, and that complicates issue. I don't want to be seen to be ignoring the fact that the minister have taken some measures, although we have rejected the fundamental issue, but there is some of these measures which would probably be more acceptable to the Rakyat. So although my colleagues, Saudara Guanex, Ahmad Sabu, strong views on this, I appeal to them. I say, look, as opposition leader, given the task, and I think for now, we should allow it to go on without stating our concern as saying tidak, sokong, tetapi, but to avoid this belah bagi, so that we can still continue. But there's no guarantee that we're going to approve, because on Monday it will be committee stage where it will be further deliberated and debated at greater length. We will certainly choose to reject and call for division when it's deemed necessary. That is certainly our decision, and I met the entire PH 91 MPs just now, and that's certainly the feeling and the consensus that we should pursue. But that's a committee stage. But whether we could approve or not will be the final third reading, and there's nothing that being indicated by us that we are not pursuing the agenda.
So, maybe the reason is not because, out of respect for the National Palace, that you did not. No, it's not because out of respect.
The palace made some indications in that regard, but then the palace also talks about inclusivity, which did not happen. The palace talks about, of course, a budget that could deal with the issue of COVID-19, which, to our view, is completely or largely ignored, because the budget cannot be called a COVID-19 budget in terms of the allocation passed, and the fact that many other development expenditure, etc., was raised by many of our MPs. But we do, of course, take cognizance of the views, but it does not necessarily run contrary to the spirit of the message by the King.
So you took note of the improvement.
Ada some other questions?
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
You took note of the improvement, and you said that you allow it to go to the committee stage, and come the third reading, how are you going to vote, depending whether they fine-tune it and improve it further, right? You haven't decided how you...
Yeah, they have improved, but there are no figures, nothing be stated. I mean,
You have to itemize it.
yeah, we have been all ex-ministers of finance. You want to go to, and for the response, like today, the minister would be expected to at least clear this and tabulate and enumerate further the numbers, where it's going to be from, whether it will be increased. He just said no, nothing, no increase, nothing. How do you say no increase when you spend millions in every possible?
Because many people will be thinking that, are you guys conceding because you don't have the numbers? That's why you didn't press for it, because it wouldn't have made any difference.
No, it will make a difference. Whether you have numbers or not will be seen at the committee and at the final stage. This is just the first reading. I mean, so the second reading, which we did state our position, but avoided this division, because there will be this committee stage debate and further deliberations on Monday.